You played in a lot of great games and a lot of exciting games over the years, but there's three games at Miami of Ohio that I guess stuck out to me. But one of them being was the game against Akron, where you had 4 touchdowns, and I believe that's or at least tied a record or even set the record for most touchdowns by receiver at Miami. But what was that game like? How were you able to get 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, I think behind any individual great performance, like there's a crazy amazing support staff. And like that game we had went in and we had game planned them really, really well. And we understood in certain situations we could capitalize on certain routes. And we saw those situations. Brett did an awesome job like checking me into plays that were going to be great for us. And then the other receivers ran the routes to open up the holes, and the O-line did what they needed to do to protect Brett. And, then I was able to kind of do what I was able to do. And so, I mean, it was an awesome game for me, and I had great individual stats, but it's really just like kind of a representation of, the whole week of preparation and everybody else doing their jobs consistently throughout the game.
And then the other two games that were exciting, and unfortunately, I think they both ended in losses, which isn't great. But one being the 283-yard game against Ohio, and then the other one, I don't know if this is necessarily one that you'll agree with. It was a good one, but the double overtime game against Army, where ended up coming up short at the goal line. But those two games, exciting. You obviously got the 283, which is crazy against Ohio, and then playing Army. That's always a fun game, just the whole atmosphere of it. But what were those two games like for you?
Yeah, I mean, the Ohio game was a great learning experience for our team. I think at the time, I can't remember what their record was, but I don't know, maybe they were like 2-6 or something like that. Like they didn't have a great record. And as the older veteran guys, like you're trying to tell everybody, like, in the MAC, it's any given Tuesday or any given Wednesday, whenever that game was. Like everybody in the MAC is talent wise very similar, and the games are won by like a point margin of 2 or 3 points. So every game is really close. And if you look at Ohio's losses, they were really, really close games. So we knew they weren't bad, but I think unfortunately it took us a little while longer for the whole entire team to kind of realize, like, oh shoot, like they're here to play, and they got some guys and they can do some good stuff. So we just came out late and we didn't start playing until the second half, but it was a fun game, and that is always a great rivalry game too.